Welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us here on SA Today. Now, as part of government's Safer Festive Season program, the Department of Correctional Services will launch Operation Vala today. The main aim of the operation is, which of course is an annual campaign, is to tighten security measures within all the country's 243 correctional centers, particularly in order to prevent festive season related escapes as well as assaults. We talked to Lucky Mthethwa. He's the Correctional Services Department's Chief Security Officer, and he joins me now in our studios in Johannesburg. Good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for coming through.
Good afternoon, and thanks for having me.
Now, as I said on my introduction that this is an annual campaign, let us just, reflect on the successes in the previous years.
Certainly, we had a lot of successes based on our plans that we have put in place in terms of the prevention of escapes and as well as assaults. I can safely confirm that the statistics that we have suggest that for 2017-18 financial year, we had about 50 of the escapes, and of course reduction of the assaults in there vis-a-vis the statistics or the performance of 2015-16 financial year, which was about 71. So
and this was just during the festive season period.
That's correct.
Yeah, but why do
no,
you
it's for the whole
year? Because I wanted to
years.
ask, why do you see the need to sort of tighten security only during the festive season? I mean, escapes happen throughout the year, assaults and other related things, they happen during the whole year.
Yeah, I can safely confirm that it is not only for the festive season, but due to the trend that we know of, based on our analysis that we have conducted, it has been observed that during festive season, the inmates, of course, they will do everything possible to ensure that during this time they escape and they assault one another. And why do they have to escape? So that they find themselves with their loved ones. So it is of that reason that during this time, while the security, of course, is being tightened throughout the year, but during this time we up that. And I have to indicate as well that during festive season, starting with August up to February the following year, we have observed through the analysis, in fact, through the researches that we often conduct, is the recruitment drive for the gangs. They recruit during this period. And during the recruitment drive, some of them, their motion is to escape, which is their driving force to escape. So therefore, we have to ensure that that doesn't happen. It is of that reason that we say, let's up our security. Let's have this Operation Vala to ensure that we don't give them a chance to do so.
Let's talk about the operation itself. You talk of tightening security, but what exactly goes into this period while this campaign runs? What do you do?
Certainly what we do, among others, is to minimize offender or inmate movement, where under normal circumstances you will have quite a number of those that will go out of the facility to do the span work, where we keep them busy in terms of our structured day program. But this time around we say, let's minimize that number. Let's only focus on only essential services, that is feeding the animals that need to be fed, ensuring that we water those vegetables that need to be consumed by the offenders. So we kind of like tighten those, and we ensure that we have more visibility of our managers as well as staff. And additionally to that, head office to go into these facilities unannounced, ensure that we do have security intact in our facilities.
But how do you vala within your colleagues themselves? Because we do know that in most cases, the department always say that it was an inside job when inmates escape from prisons, the smuggling of illegal things like cell phones into the facility centers. How do you make sure that you also vala from the side of your colleagues who are said to be doing these things?
Certainly, I think it's a great question that we are just asking. But our ministry, on the 21st of November, they responded to that question through the media statement, wherein we said, remember the Operation Vala is just wherein we tightened the security more than normal due to this statement that I've just alluded to yourself. Now, we have also acted upon our officials that happen to be corrupt. And the statement as read by our ministry during that day of the 21st of November suggests that over 3,000 officials have been arrested. So we are saying consequence management need to take its course. And those that are finding themselves on the wrong side of the law, they face the full might of the law. That
But
also includes our
let's
officials.
also talk about the public in general, because you have people visiting their loved ones in prisons, and
Yes.
they are also said to be bringing all the illegal things. I think there are 2 ladies who were arrested for being in possession of drugs while visiting the inmates. So how do you also educate the public and make sure that you tighten from the side of the public visiting the centers as well?
Certainly during all our imbizos and during Operation Vala, we spread the same message that as part of the rehabilitation, because when we all know, in terms of our white paper, chapter 3 to be exact, says that rehabilitation is a societal responsibility. So we try to encourage them to assist us. And that breakthrough, according to us, it was wherein the member of the community had to tip us to say, yes, there is something on its way. So it is indeed, and we are calling upon the members of the community through this platform to say they must assist us. Let them assist us to ensure that everybody in South Africa are and feel safe in terms of NDP outcome goal number 3. And of course, involving in here the other, law enforcement agencies to ensure that we nab these criminals to the light.
But there are also contributing factors that have been mentioned before, the issues around overcrowding, for example, that we'll make a day for such, and also look at the plans ever since you occupied these offices too. What security measures have you come up with to ensure that, security remains a priority at correctional centers? We'll leave it at that for now. Thank you so much for coming through.
My pleasure.
All
Thanks.
right. Lucky Mthethwa is the Correctional Services Chief Security Officer, talking to us about Operation Vala.